It is this time of the year, the time I get tired of this avatar of myself. Let's make a new one. Well, hello there, I'm Redrawing. I teased it in my last video with this clip at the end. I am making a new avatar. Look at this face, you might never see it again. Let's get started, but before that, please consider subscribing, because why not? The 16th of August 2020, I uploaded a video titled Drawing My Digital Avatar, Digital Speed Drawing. As the name suggests, I drew a self-portrait in a comic style on Photoshop. Subsequently, I have been using that face in every video, in the bottom corner, just like today. That's for a few different reasons. First off, I think it looks good. Second, it makes it easier to hear me talk while you watch the video, just like people doing gaming videos who put their face in the corner, only I don't have footage of my face. Another reason you could say is that I'm a big fan of Drawfee and they do it. And lastly, I like OBS Studio on YouTube, a French gaming channel, and they have these sorts of funny characters of themselves with variations that I find interesting. Before I start talking about variations, here's a few things about the drawing you've seen me start. I am freehanding it, and I am not using any reference. First off, because it's my own face, which I kinda know, and also because I've been looking at my old avatar a lot while deciding to create this new one. I started by putting down a few reference lines. It begins with a big circle that will make the main part of the head, and then a center line from the top of the hand curved down to the middle of the chin. Along this line, the center point between the very top and the very bottom is where the middle of the eyes are, vertically. The middle of the top half above that is the hairline, and the thirds of the bottom half are the bottom of the nose and the mouth. To recap, from the top you have quarter point hairline, middle point eyeline, 4/3 nose, 5/3 mouth, and the chin at the end. That's for a realistic approach to proportions, which I will tweak a bit later. After that, I usually draw the outline of the head, which is a bit harder because I don't have great measurements for that, just a large circle. On the side of the circle, I usually draw an ellipse, because a head isn't very spherical, the sides are a bit flat, and my own head isn't any different. From the front part of the ellipse, you can then draw a line towards the side of the chin, and that's like the contour of the face. It helps orient the cheeks. Now, two things I always have trouble with are mouth and nose. Nose I can still deal with usually, but the mouth is really hard, especially for a male mouth, where the lips aren't as obvious. If you look at my old avatar, both the nose and the mouth are weird and I don't like them, which motivated today's drawing a bit too. Just so you know, I fixed these two things a bit later, but unfortunately the recording got corrupted while I was drawing, so you will only see them in the end render. I said earlier that the proportions were mostly right, but then I tweaked them. I changed them a bit at a few different points during the process, like during the inking or the rendering. The reason for that is because I don't want to make a realistic picture, and the second is that I don't really have the skills for it. The third reason is because of the variations I'm thinking of and that I mentioned already. You see, along the year and a half I've had this avatar, in the majority of my videos I used a slightly different version of it, sometimes in relation to the topic of the video, sometimes not. And because I've made 1 or 2 videos per week, that's a lot of variations. I mean, look at that. Now, if I were to make a more realistic avatar, I would have to spend at least 30 minutes on each new variation I make, at least. Where up until now, it took between 2 and 10 minutes. That's not a lot, but adding the work for all of these, it is a lot of time. One thing to mention, you're seeing me render the skin now, my skin. I don't know what to say actually. It's weird if I say I'm rendering my skin. Anyway, I am rendering the skin, but I don't know if I'll keep it like that. I want to be able to make variations to this avatar too, and the render might get in the way, as simple as it is. It's harder to patch, for example, if I move the eyes around or something. This is why I'm not collapsing and merging the layers for this PSD file. It is a bit harder to navigate, but I want to keep access to everything to make the changes easier. One thing I will have to do is to go back to the file after I'm done and order the layers a bit better and name them. I didn't do that yet. From the old avatar, I kept the general shapes, like for the hair or with the color of a shirt. By the way, I almost never wear a shirt, so that was a weird choice since the beginning, but I like how it looks. I mean, doing this, drawing a cartoon self-portrait, that's like the one occasion to change what I look like to my advantage. One thing I do like is the blue hair streak, so I kept that one. What I didn't like from the old avatar, apart from the nose and mouth like I mentioned, is the line color. I want to make the lines more easy to the eyes, and so I'm going over them with color in a clipping mask. About now we are reaching the end of the footage that I actually have. As I said before, there's about 20 minutes missing from the entire process, and that's me fixing the eyes, the mouth and nose to look better, but also to look like me a bit more. For a whole process that took an hour and a half, 20 minutes is significant enough that normally I wouldn't make it a video because it's not worth it, but considering this is my new avatar, I still had to. It's sad, but hey, there's nothing to be done. Anyway, you've heard enough. Let's get that sad looking dude out of the way. It's time to reveal my new face in its full glory. Like the video and tell me in the comments if you like my new avatar. Or not, I don't know what you think, but I'm curious. Also tell me what you want to see me draw in the future. Subscribe so you can see me draw exactly that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!